Hi, my name is Matt, and I will be talking about drone strikes. So, drone strikes first began under the Bush administration and continue to be used today during the Obama administration. And the number of attacks during the Obama administration is almost double what it was, or over double what it is during the Bush administration. The number of attacks and deaths from drone strikes is calculated to be about 2,400 lives. And the attacks in the last few years have mainly focused on Pakistan and Yemen. And my claim is that drone strikes create hostility towards the United States. This is because drone strikes result in the loss of innocent lives, that they make it easier to recruit terrorists and terrorist sympathizers, and that drone strikes result in additional terrorist attacks. And defining hostility as conflict, opposition, or resistance. So my first point is drone strikes result in the loss of innocent lives. I think there's a perception that drone strikes are targeted attacks that target one or a couple individuals. But that is not always the case. It can often result in the death of many civilians. A few examples. In Yemen on May 13, 2012, there's 27 people died. May 15, 2012 in Yemen, a strike that killed at least 8 people. In Yemen 2009, 14 women were killed, 21 children were killed also. And there's only one person that was wanted in that particular strike. And in Pakistan in March 2011, 40 people were killed. And just in Pakistan, the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, who Columbia Law School calls the most influential of such organizations, estimates that between 416 and 951 civilians, including 168 to 200 children, were killed. And the reason there's uncertainty in this data is because the United States government is resistant about openly acknowledging drone strikes and providing information on them. So my second point is that drone strikes make it easier to recruit terrorists. The reason it makes it easier is because the type of terrorist that's going to be recruited from a drone strike, or the ones that can sympathize with terrorists, it comes from revenge, not ideology. So a lot of the terrorists after a drone strike will expose the civilian deaths, particularly women and children. And this causes the terrorists and ordinary people to come together. And there's a lot of public outrage after drone attacks, so it just empowers the terrorists after a drone strike. Also, drone strikes can destabilize reasons and destroy trust and cooperation between certain groups. For example, an American drone strike in Yemen in May 2010 killed Jabbar al-Shafwani, the prominent sheikh and deputy governor of the Merid province. And what happened after that is that the tribe attacked a Yemeni oil line, and that is 70% of the country's budget is oil exports, so they lost over $1 million, and that destroyed a lot of trust between the government and the tribe in the United States, and the Yemenese government between the United States. There's also something we said about the psychological power of drones. If there's boots on the ground, or tanks, or even to a certain extent planes, you can hear those coming. People will know they're there. But when you have a drone, it can very far away, it can try to attack, you don't hear them, you don't see them. So it's almost they're very scared of the drones, and it creates anger. So, and then Robert Greener, a former head of the CIA Counterterrorism Center, warned that the American drone program in Yemen risks turning the country into a safe haven for Al-Qaeda like the tribal areas of Pakistan. A safe haven a lot of terrorist sympathizers will protect terrorists, hide them. My third point is that drone strikes result in additional terrorist attacks. This is shown through some quotes from terrorists and quotes from particular Pakistani individuals. In October 2012, there was a demonstration in Pakistan where they were burning American flags and carrying around signs that said, "Stop drone attacks. Drone attacks are the reason terrorism is in Pakistan." So even the people in Pakistan are acknowledging that this is an issue. And Basil Shahzad, pretty sure that's how you say his name, he was the one who orchestrated the failed Times Square bombing attempt. And he held a master's degree in business administration, and he kind of seemed like he was fully integrated into American life. He was particularly angry about a CIA Predator drone attack that happened while he was in Pakistan. And when he was later asked by a U.S. district judge whether he wanted to plead guilty, he said to plead guilty 100 times, because unless the United States pulls out of Afghanistan and Iraq, until they stop drone strikes in Somalia, Pakistan, Yemen, and stop attacking Muslim lands, we will attack the United States and be out to get them. So drone strikes result in loss of innocent lives. The result creates more it creates more terrorists and terrorist sympathizers, and it creates more anger towards the United States that may result in additional terrorist attacks. Thank you.
All right, Matthew, several things that are pretty strong to start with. The identification of the topic is good. Your proposition is very clearly stated. There's an excellent preview of what the structure of the speech is, and so it's going to be easy to follow. Also, internally, you do a good job signposting those points as you get to them, so they're pretty clear transitions on all of this. So organizationally, everything is really solid here. I think that you have lots of examples to point to, so that's the strongest type of evidence that you have. The notion that, especially on the third point, that there's provocative action here and that it's going to increase attacks, there needs to be some kind of data on that, and all I have is kind of the statement of the guy who is apparently charged with being involved in an attack, who apparently was radicalized by a drone attack, and his opinion. But we need to see, for instance, has there been an increase in the number of people who have joined terrorist groups? Have there been increased attacks as a result of drones? Anything like that that would solidify that argument a little bit more would have worked in that category. But I thought you had some good expert testimony, especially the guy who was in charge of the CIA program at one point, suggesting that the use of it is perhaps counterproductive in some places. I thought that worked pretty well. Like I said, I thought the examples that you had were very solid. So your generalizations are solid. You did a pretty good job citing the examples. I thought at the end of the speech also you did a good job summarizing what the argument was and finishing it off. So I think that that leaves a particular impression. Even people that might resist the position that you have, at least they know why you're taking the position, and you're kind of giving them one, I don't want to say punch, but one last clear thrust into the argument that you're making there. So I thought that worked pretty well. All right, thank you.